I done made up my mind. These people steady wasting my time. I'm feeling like they so out of line. It's all good. I knew you would. I done made up my mind. These people steady wasting my time. I'm feeling like they so out of line. It's all good. I knew you would. Shout out my exes, know they miss me. I done been through so much hate that it assists me. Please don't ever act like we the same when you could diss me. Feeling like it's so much on my plate, I'm feeling dizzy. I did my best and you dismissed me. Remember days with so much pain, my house was misty. Even when the sky's looking great, I turn to glizzies. Take me back to better days when all I seem to care about was Disney. Everything just shifted. You talk, I just listen. Same old conversation, somehow we feeling 60. Now we feeling dizzy. Wish you would just kiss me. Used to be an angel, but now you looking filthy. You been telling lies, I'm not trying to waste your time, so it's over. We could have been way closer, put me into motion, gave me a love potion. I try to give you hope, but you shut me down in motion. I done made up my mind, these people steady wasting my time. I'm feeling like they so out of line. It's all good, I knew you would. I done made up my mind, these people steady wasting my time. I'm feeling like they so out of line. It's all good, I knew you would. So I guess we done, huh? I guess everything you said was just for fun, huh? I said it no since the beginning, I was dumb, huh? I tried to throw it all away, thought it was love, but the only thing you need, it was my sides. But I don't see you aiming for my heart. Don't know if I did my best, I should've known it from the start. But I guess I fed the test cause your high score was off the charts, oh baby, all you ever did, just go and play me. And you tried your best to make me feel crazy. Tell me why these hoes be acting so shady. I done made up my mind, these people steady wasting my time. I'm feeling like they so out of line. It's all good, I knew you would. I done made up my mind, these people steady wasting my time. I'm feeling like they so out of line. It's all good, I knew you would.
Hold on, man. Hold on, man. I just realized that I want to apologize, y'all. Y'all hear me, man? I just realized that my mute button was on, so y'all seen the video, but y'all probably didn't hear it. So we got to run that damn thing back. You know what I'm talking about? Here we go, man. We got my young brethren next up on the rise. You know what I'm talking about? Young Drip the Don, straight out of Columbus, Ohio. We're gonna run that. Matter of fact, we're gonna play a whole different joint. How about that? No, now we're gonna play the same joint again, so y'all can actually hear it. I apologize about that, y'all. Oh, y'all did?
I knew you would. I done made up my mind. These people steady wasting my time. I'm feeling like they so out of line.
Oh, y'all did? Oh, that's what's up.
Shout out my exes, know they miss me. I done been through so much hate that it assists me. Please
little homie hot though, for real. You know what I'm talking about? That's what's up. All right, we'll cut it off then. How about that though? That's my bad though, man. I know Drip in there like, hold on. You heard it too, Drip? The audience can't hear you. I can see you though. Just shake your head. Did you hear it? Oh, I'm tripping then. All right, well, you already know, man. I thank everybody for coming out tonight, man. It's the man about town, Virgil Berry, aka Stacks with the Facts. You know what I'm saying? And y'all definitely tuned in to A Real Talk Podcast. I'm the host of the show, Virgil Berry, aka Stacks with the Facts. You understand what I'm saying? And this is a Columbus, Ohio independent media platform. You hear me? Owned, ran by me, chief bottle washer, cook, and all of that. You hear me? And yeah, man. Thank everybody for coming out and showing Young Drip his support, man, because he needed and he deserved it. He deserves the support. You understand what I'm saying? Just to give y'all a little background on me, anybody who coming here on behalf of Young Drip, I met Drip when I was hosting the Juneteenth festival this summer in Columbus, Ohio at Genoa Park. And like I said, a lot of people who performed were good. You know what I'm saying? But this young brother right here, when I first seen him come on stage, what grabbed my attention when I seen him getting ready is he had a guitar in his hand. And the first thing that came to my mind was like, I don't know if he know how to play it or is that a prop. Come to find out, the young brother, not only can he play, he plays it very well. You know what I'm saying? So I just was amazed. You hear me? I was amazed when I seen this young brother perform. You hear me? God has bestowed upon me the gift of discernment. And I knew when I seen this young brother get on stage, I said, oh yeah, he different right there. He's different than everybody who performed today. He performed better than Adina Howard did and Michelle A did, in my personal opinion. You hear me? And you heard them two names, Michelle A and Adina Howard. You hear me? So, you know what I mean? The young brother been doing his thing. He just looked like he just coming off a college tour, or still on the college tour. I don't know, but he was going to, it looked like he was going to a lot of different schools performing. I just constantly see the young brother working. I see him just constantly working and improving and getting better. And I just think it's personally my obligation, my duty. This is why I created this platform, is to give young brothers like him his due respect and his proper shine that he deserves. And being out of Columbus, Ohio, or repping Columbus, Ohio, it's only right that he come on this platform. Mark what I tell y'all. You know what I'm saying? When it comes, and I'm not putting on or bragging or any of that. I'm a Columbus, Ohio, born and raised from the north side of Columbus. You hear me? Real live Columbus native, man. It's an honor and a privilege to have this young brother on my platform. You hear me? And when this young brother blows up like how I know he's going to, y'all remember where y'all heart saw him at first. You hear me? I respect that. I appreciate that. You hear me? I had the privilege of meeting his manager. His manager is I can tell, I can see where he get a lot of polish from, because his manager was a guy of polish, is a man of respect. You know what I'm saying? So I see the young brother's trajectory just going higher and higher. You know what I mean? And when he do finally blow up, which is destined for him, y'all gonna be like, oh yeah, man. If y'all, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all already hit. You know what I'm saying? He definitely is very adamant about getting his product out there. I see him on Instagram, very heavy on Instagram. He has a ton of music on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead towards the end of the show. I'm gonna go to his YouTube page. We're gonna leave all the links and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. You know what I'm saying? And share on your social media, your Facebooks, your Instagram. Share. You know what I'm saying? Tell everybody. Come tap in and walk with your guy, Virgil Bear, aka Stats with the Facts. And if you are up and coming artist from Columbus, Ohio, or anywhere in Ohio, or anywhere where you may be from, this is an open platform for you to come on and promote your business, promote your music. If you're an artist, promote your music, and tap in and walk with us, man. It's a beautiful thing. So we ain't gonna hold up and waste no time. I'm gonna bring Young Drip up right now. Drip the Don, what's up with you, young brother?
What's going on? How you been?
Man, I'm good, man. I just been working, you know what I'm saying? I got the show going and other things behind the scene. How about yourself?
That's dope. I've been doing the same thing, working, going to school. You know, I'm a college student now, so
Right.
yeah.
What school you going to now?
Kentucky State.
Kentucky State. Okay, Kentucky State. That's what's up, man. So like I was saying earlier, man, when I seen you perform at the Juneteenth festival, man, I knew it was something special about you off top, man. And it brought a smile to my face because you rep in Columbus, Ohio, and you actually not taking nothing from anybody else who's an artist doing their thing in Columbus, Ohio. But when I seen Drip the Don perform, y'all, I was like, oh yeah, this kid's he got it right here. You hear me? He actually has it. You know what I mean? And it was an honor and a privilege to see him perform. So what I want you to do, Drip, is I just want you to sit up here, give us a brief background story on who you are, where you from, how did you develop, and what intrigued you? How did you develop your love for music, and what inspired and intrigued you to get into music?
Yeah, so what's up? I go by the name of Don. So I say I started music in a very early age. My father was a choir director. So even back home in Africa, he used to direct choirs in church and stuff like that. And I used to just stay behind with him in the rehearsals. He never really taught me any instruments, but I used to pick up where I could until we got to the States. And I started taking music classes like everybody else did in elementary school. And I started like picking up on piano and stuff. I used to wake up early in the morning and just practice and stuff like that.
Right.
And then when it got to around 15, I was 15 when I joined the marching band at Lyndon McKinley STEM Academy right in Columbus, Ohio.
In the hood?
Yes, sir. That's where I was raised. You know, I came to the fort when I was 4, actually. So, yeah, so I started marching band there, and the band director, Mr. Stephen Ingram at the time, he had put me on there. I wanted to play drums at first, but he put me on trombone because they didn't have enough horn players. So he threw me on trombone, and I was.
My daughter plays the trombone.
Oh, that's dope. What school? Boy, that's crazy. Yeah, we'll get to that. That's dope.
She's not quite as old as you, but she plays the trombone and she loves it though.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. She should definitely get in the marching band. It's definitely a way. I do want to build more awareness for marching band because it's definitely a way to pay for school, and
right.
It's definitely a great scholarship.
Right.
So yeah, I got into that, and then by that time I started producing. I stayed up all night, stole my sister's computer, and made my first beat. It was it was trash, but it was pretty bad. After that, I got good at that. It took me like a month or two to really master that, and then I started rapping over my beats, and then from there we just took off. The next year or two, I just made a lot of music.
Right. So I heard you mention your pops back in Africa. So go ahead and drop some game and some jewels on us on your being from Africa and coming to America and all that.
Yeah, so a lot of people, it's a common misconception that like all of Africa is you just like trees and how I normally
Jungle
go.
and forest and all that crazy stuff.
Like nah, it's not like that. It got cities, it got farmland, it got it's levels to it, just like it is in America. How you can go to the middle of nowhere, and then you could also hit a city 30 minutes away. So it's just like that. So for me, I was raised in a refugee camp because my parents had to flee the war in Rwanda, which is a lot of people know about that here. Is
the Hutus and the Tutsis.
Yep. Yes. Yeah. So I'm originally Rwandese. That's where my bloodline comes from.
Okay.
And when my mom was around 16, 17 at the time, and she had to move away with her kids. I wasn't born at the time, but when she got to Zambia, that's when I was born, and I was there till I was around 5, and then we moved to the States, and then I started school here, so that's why I'm fluent in English.
Right. That's a beautiful thing.
So yeah, we lived in a refugee camp, and which is basically like a camp where they hold people who are running away from war.
Right.
So it was kind of not in the best area. It was rural. Well, yeah, more like farmland type thing.
Right.
So we didn't have a lot. We had family, but they were far away, so there was really nothing they could do. And then my dad applied for us to be moved to the States, and then we got moved to the States, and that's what happened.
That's a beautiful thing right there. So when you was born in Zambia and you came over here to America when you were 5.
Yes, sir.
And y'all came to Columbus, Ohio?
Yeah, straight to Columbus, Ohio. Never moved, never nothing.
All right, so once you just sit up there, so you grew up on the north side of town?
Yeah. So I remember when we first got here, we lived off of Hawthorne, like where that Ohio State, that tall circular building is. It's like a hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we lived there, and then for a short period of time, and then we lived off Carl Road, like Shanley.
Breckenridge.
Yeah, we lived right there for a little bit, and then we moved to Linden, which is We moved right off Briarwood. We lived there
Oh
for
man.
a long time, and I went to Hamilton STEM Academy, and
Okay.
went there for 6th to 7th grade. Fifth through 7th grade, I went to GCA, Gahanna Christian Academy. My mom had got a scholarship for me to go there. Me and
Okay.
my siblings, and then something happened with that program, and it got shut down. So we weren't able to attend there no more. So I went right back to Linden, and I finished my whole high school years at Linden.
Oh, that's what's up. When I was in high school, I went to Linden in the 9th grade. My school, I went to, it's called Eastmore Academy now. But when I went to Linden, my school was called COS 2000, and we was in the vocational building on Linden's campus.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so that's cool. Plus, I grew up out that area too, so that's what's up, man.
yeah,
So
Linden.
yeah, Linden is the hood. I just want to let y'all know, man.
Yeah,
That is the hood as it gets in Columbus, Ohio, on the north side. He said he grew up on Briarwood, and I know all about Briarwood. We're just gonna leave it at that. That's another story for another day.
yes,
But
sir.
tonight it's all about Drip the Don. So I want you to sit up there, young brother, and tell us about music, about what got you into it. You know what I'm saying? What was your motivation? What intrigued you, inspired you to start writing and actually making beats and to even pursue the journey of becoming an artist and developing into that?
Yeah, so for me, music was really just something I used to do. Like I never understood why I was so into it. Like some kids would be outside playing video games and playing like actual like football, all these things. I just
Right,
never was pulled to it the same way they were. Like I was good at sports. I was super good. Like I played soccer my senior year only because I was able to, because music took up so much time in my early years that I wasn't able to focus on both, if that makes sense.
yeah, it does.
Whenever I would play the sports, I'd be good at it. I just didn't understand the game because I didn't play it as much as everybody else did.
Right,
But so I just used to be inside playing instruments all the time. Like, I used to be at choir practice every single day after school, so I was just around it all the time. When it got time to start producing, things just clicked easily for me because I was just around. It was just like an extension of it, and I would just play on the piano, come up with a melody, and just put the drums on top of it. And then eventually, like my mind just started coming up with melodies, and I used to just get song ideas just straight up like that, and I used to just um, go straight into it. And it really was just an escape for me. Most of my songs are about relationships because
right.
that's just what we living in right now. That's the area.
Nah, the songs is dope. The songs is dope. So I want you to tell us about when you made the transition into just it being a hobby, and it was something that you discovered. Like I'm good at this. I can do this. I have a liking towards this. At what point did you take yourself serious? Like, you know what, I'm going to really pursue like a actual
Yeah.
career in the music.
So shout out to my man Jake. He was a mentor that got assigned to me at Linden through the Be the One program in the English for English class. I wasn't in the
Okay.
program, but I was really cool with the teacher, so she used to just hook me up. And what happened was I had told her I was like, I'm really interested in music, but I don't have no money for studio time, right?
Right.
So what she did was she was like, all right, I'll see what I can do. And she got with a guy named Jake uh, in Columbus, Ohio, and he basically took me to my first studio session. Mind you, I was already mixing and engineering my
Right.
own stuff, but it wasn't polished at all yet. Like right
Right.
now, most of my stuff that you hear, like almost everything on YouTube is like me engineering it. But at the time, I wasn't polished like that. So
Right.
he took me. I did like 2, 3 songs under his wing, and he wasn't musical at all. He just really loved like hip hop, and he was really in tune with the scene in Columbus. So he took me to my first studio session. I went. I knocked out the songs. It's actually a crazy story. I remember I walked in there. I was doing a song called "Heart Cry." It was like a emotional song. But when I walked in the studio session, it was straight like dudes in the studio. And I was just sitting there like, yo, I'm really finna like really air everything out, and it's just straight dudes in there just staring at me.
Right.
I remember I was laying down the verse, and I come out I'm recording, and I just see them like you feel me? I was like, when I tell you I hopped in that booth, my heart was like this. I'm like, man, they finna clown me. I'm over here crying and stuff over the beat.
Right.
They messed with it. They say it's buffering.
Is it buffering?
I see it clearly.
It's cool. Go ahead, bro. It'll clear up.
Yeah, so that was me recording my first song, and then the next song, I messed that up. But yeah, it was just he took me out, and he took me out to my first studio session. I used to call him my manager at the time, but he wasn't really my manager. It just dang. He used to look out. So yeah, that's my man Jake. That's really when stuff got serious, and then I started performing at birthday parties and stuff like that. And these birthday parties had like 10 to 3 people in them. So it used to just be like either you gonna learn how to be a performer or nobody gonna mess with your stuff. You feel me?
Right, that's a fact. That's a fact. And a good performer this young brother is. So now that you linked up with this guy, I want you to sit up there and tell us about your first time performing in front of a large crowd. What was that like?
A large crowd.
Well, it gotta be a large crowd. What was your first time just performing in front of a group of people? Period.
Yeah, on some music, on the music tip, it was my talent show, and I believe I was in not seventh. I think it was ninth grade. I did a song. We actually won first place, and I was really not known in the school at all. Like I was to myself. I used to stay to myself because as a kid, I got bullied, you know. So I just learned to just stay out the way. By the time I got to high school, ninth grade, it was a talent show, and I decided to go in there with a couple of friends, and we did our performance, and the crowd just went stupid. I remember I was practicing though. I was practicing in the mirror, like how to perform and how to really get across it. I made the beat, and then I wrote the verse. And like the playback had no audio on it. It was a straight beat. So we was just rapping over the beat. And I said this one part, I was like da 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 da. But I taught the crowd the part before I did it. And when I did it, they just went dumb. And I remember I had so many haters in high school because of that show. People were just mad. They were just angry, like because I was a nobody. You feel me? And I just came out there, and was, so it was just
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So, and like I said, man, I seen you perform, and when I seen you perform, you look like you've done it so many times before. Like it just comes natural to you. So, I want you to sit up there and explain that and talk about that because, what went all into you developing that stage presence that you got because you really know how to control the stage and control the crowd. So I want you to sit up there and tell the people where did that come from and how did you develop that skill?
Yeah, so I believe people look at it wrong. I feel like people as performers, as a performer community, I feel like we all look at it wrong, majority of us. It's not you being on stage and everybody look at me. You feel me? It's not that. And that's where people get it wrong. They think, oh, because I'm in the rapper's shoes, I get on stage and everybody should mess with my stuff. No. For me, I like to tell a story with my song choices. I got over 100 songs. I could pick any one of them. You feel me? But what I do is I try to make it make sense. I try to make it a conversation with the crowd as we are talking. Like it's a communication. You feel me? Each song, this song got to make sense with the next song. Why are they right after each other? You feel me? So that's how I think of it, and that's how I feel like everybody should think of it. As a performer, that connects you with the crowd more. When the crowd is connected with you, they're engaged. So that's just how I look at it, and I feel like that's the reason why a lot of people don't get the reaction from the crowd that they want is because they're looking at it wrong.
Right, and that's a very interesting way to look at it. It's very insightful. And that just lets you know right there that this young brother right here is a little bit more different in that he is even able at this point just to understand that concept right there as far as crowd control. That's a beautiful thing to even have at this point, because it is performing is work. As a guy who has performed before, I can tell you, when you're underneath them lights and you're on stage, it's work. You know what I'm saying? And to be able to get the crowd involved with what you got going on, and they don't even, it's like they just now meeting you and being introduced to you, and you is able to do like what this young brother is able to do, and just command. I'm talking about command attention in the crowd, and even have them participating and adding to the performance, and helping out with a song that they just now hearing. I thought that was so dope and so innovative. So I want you to explain to us, if you could, you know, in your best ability, like how did you come up with that strategy? You know what I'm saying, to about going about figuring out like how to get the crowd involved. You know what I'm saying, when they just now getting hip to your music and you as an artist.
Yeah, so the number one thing is the music, right? People gotta mess with the music. If you make music and the music is, you feel me? Yet the music has to make people want to learn it.
Right.
And once you got that, you try to teach it, and if you teach it in the right way, they gonna get it. And it's a rap. It's just magic. You feel me? That's what really connect people. What language do I speak? I speak Kinyarwanda. I speak Swahili. I speak a little bit of French, because my father, and English as well. So yeah, there's
Right.
that. Um, where was I? Yeah, so the learning of the songs is pretty simple for real. You just, most of my songs are catchy. So
Right.
the hook is where everything is catchy. It has to be catchy. That's how I write. Um, and that's why it translates to people. They heard the first part, they should be able to get the rest of it. So
Right.
that, once you teach them that one part that comes back each time, they got it. It's simple.
That's a fact. And it is though, even though, like you said, he writes his verses and his songs to be catchy, which they are, but they also are very thought provoking and very in depth. You can tell when you listen to this young brother's music that he's a writer, he's a thinker, and I appreciate that. I respect that. So I would imagine that you did pretty good in school, because you seem to have a good command of the English language. You know what I mean? I want you to I want you to sit up there and tell us how difficult it was for you learning English coming to America from Zimbabwe by way of what you say was the Rwanda.
Rwanda, yeah, Zambia by way of Rwanda. So it was not hard for me. I was fluent in my language when I got here, but as a little kid, you feel me, you're learning everything, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Now, for
Right.
my older siblings, they were older, so everything was harder for them. It's like, to me, it was easy. It was second nature, because I was the same age as other kids, and they was learning as well, and they are from here, so you feel me? It's like they started off in primary. I started off in primary with English.
Right.
So yeah, it was pretty easy for me. In school, I'm horrible at math. Like, math is just, let's throw that somewhere else. You feel me? English, I feel like I was always good at English. It was depending on the teacher, what type of work they assigned. Everything was pretty smooth for me in English.
Right.
I love history as well.
Okay, that's what's up.
I do a lot of case studies. I like learn a lot about artists, because coming to America, I didn't really know a lot about the people who were popping here. I didn't understand their stories, and I didn't understand why they were so famous, like Michael Jackson and all these people. I didn't understand their rise to fame,
Right.
and I really started getting into them. I really started getting into them last year. Like, over the last 3 years, I started
Oh,
learning
really?
Tupac and Biggie and all these greats over in the USA.
Right. So now that you brought up that, it's only right that we segue into this, and I ask you this question. So, as an artist, who are some of your influences?
Some of my influences is very wide. Like, I listen to a lot of country music.
Right. I can tell too.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of country music. You know
Yeah.
why though? Is because country artists, they really write. Like, they really have stories in their songs. And I feel
Right.
like that's something that's missing in a lot of other genres. They don't really have the what's it called? Like, they don't really captivate you. They don't really catch you from the beginning of the song to the end of the song. It's
Right.
like you hear a lot of radio songs. But if you can mix that radio element with that storytelling element, it's a hit and it's gonna last for the rest of your lifetime.
That's a fact. That's a
And
fact.
so to the influences, I say I like Chris Brown. I like a lot of Disney Channel songs. I can't say the artist because I know they didn't write the songs. It was written by the program. You feel me?
Right.
So I say I like a lot of Disney Channel songs. I like a lot of country. I like a lot of Adele, John Legend.
Right.
What's the name? Ed Sheeran. A lot of Afrobeat artists. I like Davido. I like Diamond Platinums. I like Flavor.
Right.
It's
So
very
you got
wild.
a nice little array of influences from all different types of genres of music.
A palette, of course.
Yeah, you can tell by your music too. You can tell when you listen to the young brother music. You can tell like he's not influenced by just like say rap or R&B. He's influenced by a lot of different genres, and which
Yeah.
is a perfect segue into my next question. Now, uh, being that you are a eclectic artist, I'm pretty sure it's kind of hard to put you in a box. You know what I'm saying? And that's a beautiful thing too, because as an artist coming up, you got to be an artist that sticks out of everybody else, because we have a lot of similarities in artists. A lot of people kind of sound the same, even look the same. And I want you to sit up there and give us some game and tell us a little bit more background on how you went about developing your own personal style in the era where everybody is going for that sound, that similar sound.
So I'm not gonna lie, like when I first started, it wasn't that diff. I feel like actually my music was always different simply because I wasn't chasing what everybody was chasing.
Right,
People got a lot of people get into music with the dream of, oh, I'm gonna be famous. Like that wasn't me. I'm just now adapting that dream. Like I'm
right,
just now adapting it, and not only just out of the pure fact of wanting to be famous, because like being famous don't solve all your problems. It comes with more.
exactly.
So it's like at this point, I've been so invested in my music to the point where I wanted to have a positive impact on the world, and I want the world to just perceive music as positive again, because it's just so negative. I feel like at this point, people are just using music to do all the wrong things. Now there are people who are using music for the right things, but I just feel like as a overall music just not is not as bright as it used to be.
Right,
Um, so that's my goal, and that's the reason why fame has to come, because it has to reach people. So I want to reach more people with that.
right.
That makes sense.
No,
So
that makes perfect sense.
yeah, so I got into music just because I love it, and I love how my favorite artists impacted me, and I would want to do the same thing for another 5-year old that wants to do
Right.
good in the world.
That's what's up. Now, when it comes to writing, what I'm saying? I can tell when I listen to your music that, like I said, I can tell you have a love for words. I can tell you have a love for language. I can tell that you have an understanding of it as well. So I want you to sit up here and tell us what goes into your writing process. How did you develop it, and what contributed to you growing it to be what it is today?
Yeah, so my writing has always been pen and pad.
Right,
Not really like pen and pad, but I work focus on the words first. Uh, just that recently I started freestyling only because of the quantity of songs that I had to make for certain things.
right,
And that's because once you write so much, you be able to write in your head.
right,
And I'm not to the point where I could freestyle like, all right, play a beat, we got a whole song. Nah, that's not me. And
right,
I don't want it to seem like that's me. I always write. I always write. I could freestyle a line or two and they'd be good, but I'm gonna always go back to how did I make this make sense with this?
right,
The whole
right.
thing gotta make sense. So that's me. Um, Originally, I used to straight right out. Like I used to sound like Tupac. I'm not even gonna lie. And I didn't even listen to Tupac. That's how bad it was. Like I didn't even listen to Tupac. But
Right,
when I start getting into his music, I'm like, yo, this sounds like something I would have wrote 3 years ago.
right,
Um, and so when that happened, I kind of had to make a shift into what I like to hear and what's relevant with today's sound.
right, right,
And so the writing is flexible. Like I can write in any style because it's just how writing is. But it's
right,
really about the sound and the creation of the sound.
Right. There's a lot of skill that goes in a writer, and as a writer myself, I'm telling you, it definitely is a skill. It's definitely a skill that you have to develop. So I want to sit here and take a little intermission, man. I want to play some more of your music, man. You know what I'm saying? We got this song coming up right here featuring a brother by the name of Young Saya. You know what I'm saying? So we about to go ahead and get into this song and this video right here. You know what I mean? He has a plethora of music on YouTube, man. Yo, take the tape off his face, man. Yo, take the tape off his face, man.
I should have known it was y'all two. Y'all really kidnapped me for a car loan. Y'all two is big dog and little dog to you. Now moving to the top down for my man to get tight. Well, your man should have thought about that before he hopped in that shirt. Worried about tight. Built like the beast tight. Stop talking to me. And what about you, Gray Matter? Finna build an omnitrix? Y'all just dress up to torture people?
Hey, what did you say?
You heard me, Beast Titan. Big Texas A&M defensive end. You look like the team. Stop playing with me, big juggernaut. Spy kid thumb. Oh, big body. Shut up!
Hey, We came in with the top down. Why you keep saying they hot now? Cause we got it on lockdown. Just like the fire, they drop down. You was on, but you not now. You know who's putting the block round. And they steady claiming that they want to smoke, but I promise they never gonna pop up. Cause we came in with the top down. Why you keep saying they hot now? Cause we got it on lockdown. Just like the fire, they drop down. You was on, but you not now. You know who's putting the block round. And they steady claiming that they want to smoke, but I promise they never gonna pop up. When we step on the scene, hold on, wait. My brothers count up the green. And plus I gotta carry my chips like I'm standing inside of a venom machine. Okay, but I'll never be selfish, cause I gotta play for the team. I'ma count up the money when it's getting sunny. We all getting crazy. I stay in one place, but put it on my head, I'm gonna stay on my team. Level up 7 since I was 11, I promise I'm always a man on a mission. He not a boat, he claim I'm going the same. My brothers ain't never gonna switch it. I'm like an alien off for the rocket, I rock for my dogs, we love a stitch. Everybody want a gang bang, slang, cane, toe guns, but never pop the dang thing. I can't play games, never change, I'm staying on the same thing. When they claim they was riding with me when they was in there when the rain came on me. I never changed lanes, but I'm chilling with dripping, you know we got it with the top down. Why you keep saying they hot now? Cause we got it on lockdown. Just like the fire, they drop down. Who's on, but you not now. You know who's putting the block round. And they said they claiming that they want to smoke, but I promise they never gonna pop up. So we got it with the top down. Why you keep saying they hot now? Cause we got it on lockdown. Just like the fire, they drop down. Who's on, but you not now. You know who's putting the block round. And they said they claiming that they want to smoke, but I promise they never gonna pop up. I'm gonna say that like a belly. See that the Mac is in the moment, get so much better. I be stuck in the pocket sweater. It's shot to see Max to be asking for bumping grind. I'm a full name of Lumpy Kelly. I could've took that echo back like I was 50, but rather I keep it steady. End of the day, we gon' hit the telly. 16 with a 516. When I step on the scene, I'll be born like Chris Paul. This week I say this week, if I carry the beam, I'll feel like Chris Paul. I swear I'll be counting my wrist off. I know they hating on me, cause whenever I see them, I know they're pissed off. That boy was not with the pressure, he know that he dissed off. Like, ooh, sit out there where I move. It's not more fun to the ladies go crazy whenever I hop on the chopper like two. It's not more fun that you need to good enough to do that hop on the train go too. I did my text in the song, but I need me up on the head. Got something to prove. Now how we do, we got it with the top down. Why you keep saying they hot now? Cause we got it on lockdown. Just like the fire, they drop down. Who's on, but you not now. You know who's putting the block round. And they said they claiming that they want to smoke, but I promise they never gonna pop up. So we got it with the top down. Why you keep saying they hot now? Cause we got it on lockdown. Just like the fire, they drop down. Who's on, but you not now. You know who's putting the block round. And they said they claiming that they want to smoke, but I promise they never gonna pop up.
Hey.
Hey, what did you say? You heard me, Beast Titan. Spy kid thumb. Texas A&M defensive end. You look like the
Little bloopers.
Yeah, man, that was fire right there, man. You know, man. Yeah, wasn't it, Cupcake? We got Cupcake in the building. That was fire, wasn't it?
Nah,
hot, man. I'm telling you, man. So let's talk about that song right there, man. Tell us about you. So you made the beat to that song?
I produced on it though.
Oh, okay.
So that song actually, me and Saya, we met over quarantine. We met over Instagram actually. I saw his video. He had did a video where he was speaking at a rally, and he was talking about Black Lives Matter. You know, it was right around the time of George Floyd, and I saw the video. I was like, "Yo, something about this dude," you know. And I hit him up on Instagram, and he was like, "Yeah, we could work." So we link up, and the first song we made was an Afrobeat song. Actually, it was Juju, and I performed that on my shows. But he's a really down to earth guy. Like I feel like if I get the opportunity to be where I want to be, he's definitely coming. You know,
Right. That's what's up.
that man is definitely, you know, he deserves everything. He's a hardworking guy. But for that song, Top Down, so we were supposed to work for the longest. We had a part one to that song. That's the second version of that song, actually.
Oh, okay.
It was the first version was not drill. I had produced the first version. It was like more of like a triplet, it was bouncy, but it wasn't drill. And what happened was we got in the studio and we couldn't come up with nothing new. So he ended up finding that beat. He brought that beat up. Normally we don't be on YouTube, but he put up that YouTube beat, and I was like, "Yo, this is different. Like I like this, right?" But it was just missing some elements. And me being a producer, I'm like, all right, let me get that. I slide it up in the FL Studio. I start messing with the drums and stuff. I changed the bass on it, and then I remember we were just listening to the beat, and then I was like, "We came in with the top down, nah 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 nah," and it was just, you feel me? And then what we start doing, we start playing off of each other. So I do this bar, he do the next half of that bar, and then it was just like this. So it was just a straight collaboration,
right,
with that song. So it was just, the energy was just there, and that was in my basement actually, the studio in my basement. Recorded it, and we sat on that song for a couple months before we actually released it. Got that music video. Shout out to Tor Studios, a guy also from Columbus. And we really been working with all Columbus people for real.
That's what's up.
That video right there, it was really dope. He threw us a nice, deal. He really messed with both of our music. So yeah, that was dope. The concept behind it was really just, we're on the scene now. Like we're the new age. You feel me? Like we here.
Right.
And the video wanted to do something different with the way we were dressed. So I was like, yo, if we pull up like in suit and ties, like that'd be crazy. I'm crazy, like up here, like with the ideas, like it's wild. Like the other day I did a performance at KSU. I came out with an umbrella, and people were just like, bro, what? You feel me? But they messed with it. But it's just like, that's how I am with ideas. Like my engineer, he gets blasted all the time. I'm just like, I come up with the craziest ideas. He's just like, bro, what? And then we just do it, and it just, it hits. So.
Right. You said you came out with the umbrella because you dripping out. You know what I'm talking about? That
You
dripping.
see, it makes sense.
You know what I'm talking about?
It makes sense, but at this point in my career, people don't know me, so they're just like, yo, this dude just came out with an umbrella. And they just screaming for no reason. They just don't even know why they're screaming. It just, I like being innovative. I like doing stuff that just people don't do, people don't think of, and it just comes natural to me. So I just go with the flow.
That's dope, man. I like that song. I like that video right there. Now, this the reason why I wanted to play that song out of the ones you sent me, because I seen it was with another artist. You got another one, a video I saw too, but I don't think you sent it to me. But I want you to sit up there and, as an up-and-coming artist, tell us how do you feel about working with other artists, and what is the importance of establishing those type of bonds and relationships with other up-and-coming artists as you are on the rise to your success?
Yeah, it's very hard. I'm very selective with who I work with, because you can't trust everybody with your diamond. You got to treat your art like a diamond, and you can't just work with anybody. So with him, I just knew there was something about him that I could connect to, that I could relate to. And I think he's the only artist that I don't work with really. Him and that Safe Inside video you were talking about is my little sister actually.
That's your actual sister?
That's my actual blood little sister.
Oh, that's what's up, man. I did not know that, man. That's what's up, man.
So
That's a beautiful song. Go ahead.
yeah, so with that being said, I'm very selective with who I work with. Now, like I could produce for somebody, I could songwrite for somebody, but when it comes to my name being on the bill, you
Right.
know, I'm very selective with that. But I'm always open to the opportunity. I'll never just be like, oh, you want to work with me? No. Like, nah, it's never like that. It's like I'm
Right.
open up to it. If I'm not messing with it, I'm just not messing with it. I have to be like that. So yeah.
Right. That's what's up, because when it comes to collaborating with people, when it comes to doing so musically, you have to make sure that I mean, like I said, anybody could just give you some money or offer you, or you could just get on a track with somebody. But in order for the song to actually be good or even be a hit, it has to be like a mutual type of situation going on between y'all as far as like vibing and gelling with each other. So I understand what you're saying right there. And plus, you have a brand to protect too, so you can't just be attaching anything to the brand, to the sound that will in any way, you know what I'm saying, break the integrity, you know, of the structure of what it is you're doing. So I respect that as an artist, as a fellow artist and writer, performing all of that. I have a group of guys who I've been rapping with for over 20 years, and we don't collab with other people outside of messing with each other. But I understand where you're coming from with that, because I mostly collabo with my guys who I grew up with. You know what I'm saying? Not that I've never, and I'm the same way. Like, I'll be willing to collab with anybody, you know what I'm saying? But it has to make sense. And we have to have some type of mutual exchange of something. It has to be like something there to where, like, oh yeah, I can vibe with this guy or this girl, or yeah, I rock with this. But if, like you said, if it don't make sense and I can't rock with it, then it's probably not going to happen. You know what I'm
If
saying?
it don't make sense, it won't make sense, man.
It won't make sense, man. And
That's
that song was dope right there. I like that Top Down song because y'all actually compliment each other. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
yeah,
you
like
know,
I said, that's literally how we're writing it. We just
right,
in the same room with the same sound. Like it was just a straight collaboration from the
right,
picking of the beat to how the beat sounded to the hook. We were working on each other's verses. It wasn't no like, oh, like hit me back with your verse in 2 weeks. Like, nah, it was just straight. We're here for this amount of time. Let's
get it.
You feel me?
Right.
So that's how I like all my collaborations to be as well.
Right. It's almost as if you guys were a group or something, man. That's the vibe you got from it a little bit.
Exactly.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So that was dope, man. So I say you hear you say you go to KSU, right?
Yes, sir.
You know, and so go ahead and tell, and you just now this your freshman year?
Yes, sir.
So and you graduated from Linda McKinley?
Yes, sir. And
Yeah,
for
that's what's up. Congratulations. So I want you to go up there and sit and explain, drop some game, and get some information on the transition from going from high school to college, at the same time pursuing a very burgeoning and growing career in the music industry.
It's tough, I say. Only really it's really even more tough because I'm in a marching band here at
Oh,
camp.
okay.
So the practice schedules and the school schedules on top of that with the music is just like right here.
Crazy.
You feel me? It's ridiculous. But I'm super ambitious and I gotta deal
Right.
with me being ambitious. So I gotta sacrifice where I gotta sacrifice for me to make what happen. So high school is a little easier simply because you go to school, it goes 7 o'clock, you get out at 2:30. After 2:30, the world is yours.
Right.
But now it's like you got this, you got this, you got this, you got this. The entire day is just blocked off. So
Right.
me coming to college, I'm thinking this about to be like high school, you know. I get here, I don't got no time to make no beats. I can't.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's like it's
Right.
just like, yo, what am I like? You feel me? At this point, because that's really what I love to do.
Right.
But I found a balance in where I just been writing a lot. Like I just been writing. Like I got, man. Not to mention I'm over here really experiencing life. You know.
Right.
So everything is just in abundance right now. Like when it comes time for me to hit the studio, it's just gonna be something
This
ridiculous.
is gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be something ridiculous.
You gonna go to the studio, one take show, then you gonna probably drop like 2-3 joints a day or something like
One
that,
take,
man.
one take. Everything is written out. I've been just writing, just sitting at pianos and just that's it.
That's what's up, man. So, how you said you play the piano too, right?
Yeah, I play piano, drums, guitar, bass guitar, along with other marching band instruments.
Oh, okay. So, when you're in the marching band over there, you just play the drums only?
I was drum major last year in high school at Lyndon McKinley.
Oh, okay.
In marching band, I played trombone. So, like, what they do is they you pick an instrument and you march that for a whole season.
Right.
You can switch after that season, but you really want to stay on the same so you really be a strong suit.
Right.
But I play trombone and I can also play baritone, tuba, most of the brass instruments. And I know how to play a couple scales on the clarinet, but that's about it on it.
Yeah, that's a woodwind instrument, right?
Yeah, that's a woodwind instrument.
Yeah, you gotta have them strong lungs for that, man.
Yeah, it's weird. I ain't gonna lie. It was a little shawty. It was a little shawty I was dating at the time. She played clarinet, so she had showed me how to play a couple scales.
Right. So this is a perfect segue into my next question. Now that you're going to college, and I imagine you live on campus, correct?
Yes, sir.
So, and I know it's just girls everywhere. You know what I mean? So, I just want you to sit up here and tell me and tell the rest of the audience, how is it for you, or how are you going about, you know what I'm saying, in pursuit of your studies and your career? And I'm pretty sure you got a nice amount of ladies that just want to get with you and talk to you. How are you going about managing that? Because I know that being a young man, you know what I'm saying, being away from home, being responsible for yourself, you know what I'm saying, you're kind of independent right now. And, you know, especially pursuing the music career and this fire, I can imagine that you're getting a nice amount of attention from the ladies. So I want you to sit up there and tell us how you're balancing all of that when it comes to the ladies.
I say, it's stressful. Because look, you can't. It can't be easy for anybody, you know. Like
Right.
just being here, even if I wasn't who I was, it'd still be hard. But
Right.
it's like, what I do, I don't really go out a lot. Like I don't go to the parties. You won't see me at the parties. I stay in my
Right.
room. I stay on my schoolwork, and then I focus on music. And you know, I try to stay out the way as much as I can.
Right.
So that's really what I do, because I already know once you get the good, you get the bad, and it just from there on, like it's just what I want to do is while I'm here on campus, I want to just do as much as I can and just do as much, like work as much as I can, and just leave a name as much as I can, and then because I don't know, I can't tell you if I'm gonna be here next year, so it's just
right. That's what's up. That's
what I
what's
do.
up.
And with the ladies, just be careful. Be careful.
Yeah, 'cause I know how it is, man. I know how it is, man, being a young fly brother on campus, you know what I'm saying? And you know, that can be a huge distraction. So it's a beautiful thing to see that you is focused on your mission and your goal and your purpose, man. That's a beautiful thing. And me hearing you say that brings more credence to why when I first seen you perform, I knew something was different about you, because as we just heard, it is, because you know most young men, especially a young man in your position, you know what I'm saying, will take advantage of that. You know what I'm saying? But to see that you are clearly focused on what you focused on, and not willing to in any way jeopardize that by making the mistake that most young men would, man, that's something to be commended right there. So I want to salute you just for that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you know, we indulge when we do, but you just gotta know how to go about it.
Right. Bring that balance.
And it's just nothing that can happen, nothing that I could do that could happen would be worth what the potential of what I know I could bring, you know. It just to me, when I think about it, it's like, nah, I can't even.
It ain't even worth the risk, man.
Not even worth the risk. Not even the risk. You feel me? So that's just how I feel about it.
Right. So we're gonna go over here to the old YouTube, man. This is what we're gonna do. Because I want y'all to hear this song, man. I want y'all to hear this. I want y'all to hear this dope ass song, man. This is a dope song that this young brother got. It's a super dope song. And the fact that it's his little sister singing on it with him, you know what I'm saying? That's what makes it even dope. Now, I know I seen it, but
You talking about Safe Inside?
I said safe and sound. It's safe inside, yeah.
Yeah.
I apologize about that, Drip. I apologize.
You good, you good, you good.
So hold on, let me go ahead and put it on the screen. We're gonna watch this dope ass song. This is his little sister on here with him, man. This is dope, man. Keep it in the family.
I remember when you were old. Now you're changing in front of mine. What can I say? Now that I'm not the fire and love, now that I'm not the answer, oh, as you're walking away. Will you call me to tell me you're alright? 'Cause I worry about you the whole night. Don't repeat my mistakes, I won't see till you're safe inside. If you're home, I just hope it's just over. Is it time to let go? Now you're older. Don't leave me this way, I won't see till you're safe inside.
Everyone has to find their own way, and I'm sure things will work out okay. I wish that was the truth. Ooh, all I know is that somewhere right, they get lucky stuff that you're alive. It's a beautiful life. Will you call me to tell me you're alright? 'Cause I worry about you all night. Don't repeat my mistakes, I won't sleep till you're safe inside. If you're home, I just hope that you're sober. There's a time to let go, now you're older. Don't leave me this way, I won't sleep till you're safe inside. If you make the same mistake, I will love you with my way. Darling, I can never live without you. There is nothing you can say that will change you anyway. Darling, I can never live without you. No, I can't live. I can't live. Oh no. Would you call me to tell me you're alright? 'Cause I worry about you all night. Oh, don't leave me this way, I won't sleep. I won't sleep. Oh no. And if you're home, I just hope that you're sober. There's a time to let go, now you're older. Oh, leave me this way, I won't sleep. 'Cause I worry about you.
This little nigga hot, man. You hear me? That what? And see, this is what I'm saying. When I first seen the young brother perform, you hear me? I knew when I saw him perform, I said, "Oh, something's different about this young brother right here, man. It's different." I imagine you wrote that song. And you gotta unmute your mic.
I was muted. Sorry. Yeah. So that song was a remix of a. It was a remake of a song called Safe Inside by James Arthur. He's a
Okay.
artist out in London. So what I was doing was I was doing a couple of songs that were well known, and I would do a mix of them where I changed a couple things, but I would basically do it from scratch. So
Okay.
that song, the story behind that is it was during quarantine. It was me and my sister. We were chilling out as normal. It was like the middle of it was like early in the morning before school. And we both was just like, yo, I don't feel like going to school today. Like, I don't feel like logging in today. So we just didn't. And she came to my room and I was I was trying to think of the next song to do. And so she was just like, all right, let's go through them together. So we going through the songs together. I picked that song because I was listening to it a lot at the time. The original song is actually played on guitar. So when I selected it, I was like, yo, you should do it with me. She was like, all right. So we did it together. Didn't expect to put it out under no Drip the Don thing, nothing like that. It was just something that we was doing in the room and we was just working on. And I started engineering it and it was taking up so much time. I'm like, yo, might as well just drop this. Like, ain't no way we gonna put this much work in it. It sounds so good. Like everybody who we played it for was just like, wow. I'm just like, might as well release it and let the world hear it. So she killed her verse. She went crazy. That's my little sister. I'd say she's more talented than me. So if she wants to pursue it,
Yeah, she has a beautiful voice. She's younger than you?
Yeah, she is. She's 2 years younger than me.
Okay. So she go to Linden as well?
Not right now.
Okay. But yeah, she definitely got it. And when I seen that, I was like, oh yeah, this would confirm everything I said. Like, oh yeah, it's Drip the Don's different, man. He's very different than a lot of other young guys, especially artists I see coming out of Columbus, Ohio. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is the question I want to ask you. Is it Young Sia, he from Columbus?
Yes, sir. He's from Westerville, yeah.
Okay. Now, as far as any other artists in Columbus, have you worked with any other artists or possibly potentially working with any other artists in the city?
Trying to think. I say not as much. Like, because one thing about me is even though I was in Columbus, I was in my room the whole time. I didn't even need to go to a studio. So I wouldn't really network with people. The only other artist I could think of is probably I'm trying to think. Because I remember it was a song with I just want to make sure. I done a song with Danny Breezy. He's out of Houston.
Mm-hmm.
And Sia, who's the only other person I really work with in Columbus. But nah, I think that's it actually. Oh, there's a kid by the name of LOL Jack. He's also when he pops. Yeah.
He out of Columbus?
Yeah, I want you to check out LOL Jack.
LOL Jack?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'll go check him out.
Also Dame Lee, if you know Dame Lee.
No, I don't, but he's from Columbus as well?
He's out of Columbus.
Okay.
Dude, definitely cold. We've done a couple things together. They're not out yet though.
Right. So you put me up on game. I'm not hip. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little bit older than you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really. My ears ain't to the streets on the young guy side like how yours is. I don't even know about any young up and coming independent artists out of Columbus. I was happened to come by you because I was co-hosting the Juneteenth festival. So you know what I'm saying? It was an honor and a privilege. Now I want you to. This is what I wanted to talk about too. I want you to sit up here and talk about how much of an honor and a privilege it was as a young up and coming artist. Even before your career is anywhere into where it's taking off at, and even though you're on a beautiful trajectory, how much of an honor and a privilege was it to perform in front of all them people at the Juneteenth Festival, the 25th annual, mind you, Juneteenth Festival?
It was amazing. Like the energy, I just loved everything about it. Like, not to mention, it wasn't just the people that was in the crowd. It was all the people who were just moving, just behind the fact that I could
Right.
share my music and my pain and my happiness and my joy with those people, and they could connect with it all at that level. It was just awesome. Like, I just want to shout out to the team, my manager, for putting the pieces together for that to happen. It was a lot. Like, yeah, it hit home, like, really.
Right. Because the crowd received you real nice. Like I said, and I saw firsthand, like, God, this young brother he know how to control the crowd. He instantly came out lively, like off top, like he got the crowd involved off top, and they just went right along with it. And by the end of the show, like, they probably knew the words to the song. Type, and I just was like, wow. I haven't seen nothing like this in a long time, and it just it was real refreshing. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
crazy.
yeah,
That's
it
crazy.
was refreshing, man. And when I seen him perform, I said, I know I gotta get this young brother on the show. I gotta get him on the show, and it's a beautiful thing, man. Like I said, I'm honored and I'm privileged. I know that this young brother is going to do great things when he keep pursuing what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? And now this is a question I want to ask you, because you seem like to be a very intelligent young brother, a very polished and very strategic, a very disciplined young brother. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as the business side of the music, what, if any, knowledge have you been pursuing so you can better add to your repertoire as far as an all the way around artist? You know what I'm saying? As far as the business go, and going about that and using those skills, whatever you may have, and transitioning into when you really pursue, like, going like super hard with your career and like dealing with these labels and stuff.
Yeah, so with that being said, I've been focused a lot on uh, like publishing and
Right,
radio and
right,
making the right connections with people and trying to make sure that the songs are marketed the way they should be marketed.
right.
I ran into a couple people who put me on a lot of game. My manager as well. Um, say, do you know Jay Esquire?
From Columbus,
Yeah,
can't say that I do.
yeah. So she's a well-known radio personality in there. You probably heard her voice though, most definitely.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have.
Yeah. So yeah, we just been we just been networking with people like that in the
Right,
Columbus scene. So what I've been, it's a lot of things that people don't teach you about the industry before you get into it that you should
right,
know. Like, for example, when you a lot of people are using YouTube beats. That's cool and all to create a song, but when it comes to being able to actually use the song and
hmm,
publicize it and really have people let it be marketable is just not the way to go. You got to make sure
right,
that you have all the rights to your music. And that's, people say it a lot, but people don't really understand the ins and outs of it. So I've just been trying to get more well educated and getting more well educated on things like that, so I can make sure to protect myself. Also, like, ain't nothing wrong with having a lawyer as well. You feel
right.
me?
An
So
entertainment lawyer at that.
an entertainment lawyer at that. People don't even know those exist. So we
Right,
definitely need to do a better job of educating people. I just feel like Columbus as a music scene has a lot of education that is just missing. I feel like we need more programs and stuff like that as well to teach.
right, right. I agree with you. I agree with you. And I graduated from the Ohio Media School, and you know what I'm saying. What I will say is that going there is some connections, but when it comes to actually, you know what I mean, getting into as far as a career in the industry, that right there is not an easy thing, right? It's not an easy thing, but and this is a segue into the question I want to ask you next. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as you being an independent artist right now, not signed to a major label, I want you to sit up there and give us your opinion on, would you pursue your career further, go into the future? Um, how important is to you to stay independent versus being signed to a label as an artist, or is the goal to be signed as an artist to a label?
So, like, with me, I say I'll drop ship. So what I want to do is really work the system, if that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense. Keep going.
I want to work the system. So I don't exactly want to. I want to stay independent, but there's certain things that a label can offer that you as an artist cannot offer by
Right.
yourself independently.
Right.
So I would probably drop an EP with this label, drop an album with this label, drop a single with this label. You feel me? So it's a
Right.
balance to it. But
Right.
I feel like the way the industry is set up right now, you can do that. You can do distribution deals and
Right.
walk away unscathed. But it's just a lot of marketing and promotion.
Right.
And that's what they can offer that you as an independent artist. It just they got the game on lock, if that makes sense.
Right. Right. It makes perfect sense, though. And it's good to hear that you have a knowledge of that. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. When it comes to being independent, that's always going to be the best way to go because at the end of the day, everything as far as recouping funds is going to come back to you. But as far as like, but you're going to have to put in that work. And you know, man, saying I'm not saying they're taking away from it like, as if it's not working, but you know, sometimes depending on what type of artist you are and what your what your plans is for your career as an artist, it may be better for you to not be independent. It may be better for you to be signed to a label. Because like you said, that they're the machine that can get you out there way quicker than what they would if you was independent and did it on your own. And you can, but how the system is set up now that there's so much access to so much information, you as a artist signed to a label have the opportunity to inform yourself on what's going on with contractual law. You'll know about your publishing rights. You'll know about your copyrights and your percentages and points off an album and stuff like that. And you can go in there as an established independent artist coming to a label. You have more leverage to bargain with, especially when they try to hit you with them weak ass 360 deals.
Exactly. And like it's nothing like having an office to run your stuff, you know?
Right.
Like it's a difference between me and maybe two or three other people helping me push my records out versus having an entire
Team.
an entire team of people, pushing the record and trying to make it. Not to also mention, you got to be mindful of what type of music you make. So I make music that has a pop feel to it. So the songs I make can be globally digested by the consumers.
Right.
So if I'm making music for the globe, yet I'm an independent artist, the push is not going to get pushed where it needs to get pushed. Compared to how a label would push it, and you just got to use your resources wisely at the end of the day.
Right. And you heard what he said. He said he want to work the system. So if you got the ears to hear, you hear me according to what the young brother said. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You got to be able to maneuver. You got to be put up. You got to put yourself up on game so you know how to navigate through the system. So when you get to where you need to do after you get done with them, then you got all the stuff you got your connections you made, and now you can be independent. And that's what's up. That's a beautiful way.
That's it. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of it, because a lot of deals don't be your whole lifetime. A lot of deals be 5 years, an album. You gotta. It's the same way with regular business. You signing the lease don't mean you signing your life away.
Right.
So
right. And that's what's good about acknowledging yourself about the business, publishing points, how the system works, getting an entertainment lawyer, know about copyrights and all that stuff, know all about how, recoup the funds is recouped and all of that type of stuff, what type of deal they're going to offer you versus that 360 deal is just garbage. See, when you coming in as an independent artist, like my man Drip with the establishment he got going on, burgeoning, not quite like global popping, but massive potential, but it's something there. He has leverage, so he can go in there like, well, I want this. And then, because this is the perfect segue into this question as well. I want you to speak on and tell the people how important it is as an independent artist coming into pursuing a career, possibly looking at deals if they something that fits what you're trying to do, right? How important it is to know your value.
Yeah, you gotta know the potential of your music. You got to know who it attracts. You got to know your audience. You got to know the age of your audience. You got to know if it's male or female listening to your stuff. You got to know if it'll work on radio. You got to know if it'll work on TV, music sync licensing, all of that stuff. So it just plays into that, because labels, they going to know off rip. They study this stuff. But you as an artist, just to protect yourself, you got to know where can my music be played? Who can it be played for? And with that, you got to understand the market of which, because if you don't understand it, they will use that against you. And that's just how
right, right. And that's how they take you up top, and you don't get your proper publishing. You don't get the money you're supposed to get because you don't know the business.
Exactly.
And that's a beautiful thing, though. So it's like I said, I knew it's something different about the young brother. You hear me? He's gonna be a problem, man, when he get up in there, man. He's gonna be a problem. So I want to play another. Say what?
I said that's definitely the goal.
Oh, for sure. It has to be the go. Now we got to get into another song because, like I said, the young brother, you know what I mean? He got music for days, man. He kind of remind me of us over here at E&E. We got a hell of a discography. You know what I'm saying? So does the young brother. Now this next song right here, this song is fire. You hear me? This song is called Snake Talk. Like this song, man. The young brother is very talented. We getting into Snake Talk right now with Drip the Don. Hit that like button, man. Click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on your social engineering. We got Virgil, we got on the rise artist Drip the Don in the building, represent Columbus, Ohio. This is his fire song, Snake Talk. He out of Columbus representing the city. April Talk Media LLC, April Talk Podcast. Hit that like button, y'all. Y'all see where he at downtown the city. Let's go.
I don't walk 100 steps, I already found some real people. I count 3 of them on my left, I bet they think that we equal. Most of them small-minded, so they can't see the bigger picture. I said my piece, you say your piece, yeah, you still got some good people. How you do it like that? How you moving like that? Circle around my wrist, niggas up doing like that. HBQ minute that, steady choosing to stay. Never talk no snake talk, you talk you movements like that. People of music, seem like no matter where I go, they disapprove it. I give them some, they take some more, instead they be losing. Surrounded by snakes, surrounded by jigs. I could pass about some more, and I'm stuck with all these people seeking my reactions. All these fake people that they can't. I never trust a human out, I never trust myself for just in the cat. You think I'm ready, got it backwards. Think I'm playing this to have it. What's that same check when the no one's gonna take you infection? I don't walk 100 steps, I already found some people. I count 3 of them on my left, I bet they think that we equal. Most of them small-minded, so they can't see the bigger picture. I said my piece, you say your piece, say you still got some people. How you do it like that? How you move it like that? Circle around my wrist, niggas up doing like that. HBQ minute that, steady choosing to stay. Never talk no snake talk, you got two movements like that. One is just party at I know. Well, I'm the dual, one of the roads, you for sure. I'm a snake too. I'm a smart right back in, this mama said it too. Black and white, people don't wanna fight. You lost too many in the clips, why would I risk my life? Now they're too in the tight, they creep day and night. That's my brother, nigga, it might be enough. I don't know, steps I already found some people. I come through here on my left, I bet they think that we equal. Most of them small-minded, so they can't see the bigger picture. I said my piece, say they still got some people. How you do it like that? How you move it like that? Circle around my wrist, niggas up doing like that. HBQ minute that, steady choosing to stay. Never talk no snake talk, you talk two movements like that.
Yeah, man, that was fire right there, man. So go ahead and tell us the inspiration behind that song, man, and what was the process and the inspiration to coming up with that whole song right there, man.
I'm not even gonna lie, that was like one of the first songs I really like freestyle bar for bar. Like I say, I came in there with what was on my mind, which it was a lot going on with people being, fake. So we was just talking about snakes, just talking about how people move in different situations.
Right.
You talk to them, you let them know about your problems, and then they go around and they just tell everybody about them. So
wow,
that's just how it was. And I walked in there, I just said, I don't walk the 100 steps. I really found some real people, and it's really a play on the youth as well, because like I'm saying, I've only walked 100 steps and I've rarely found any youth people, any real people. So it's not saying that I don't walked a lot. It's just saying in my 100 steps, I barely found any real people.
Right.
So, it's just really talking about people's ways.
Right. Straight snakes, man. Snakes in the grass lurking, man. when I listened to that song earlier, I was like, and it just like I say, man, I'm listening to the beat, I'm listening to the words and how my young brother putting his words together. I'm like, man, this little dude is different, man. I know that I hear it. You hear me? It's beautiful, man, to have that to be blessed with a gift. That's a gift. You hear me? I want y'all to understand there's gifts, there's talents, and there's skill. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? We all have talents. You know what I'm saying? We all can develop skills, but gifts, you know, gifts have to be given to you. We got my man Glister Guarantee in the building.
Appreciate it, sir. Appreciate it.
My man said, what's good, everyone? Salute for what you're doing with your music, young brother.
Appreciate it.
This is my man Glister Guarantee right here, man. He my favorite rapper. This is one of my guys out of E&E. You know what I'm saying? Normally, I would say I'm my favorite rapper, which I am, but if I have to say my favorite rapper is my guy right here. You know what I'm saying? It would be dope. It'd be dope if y'all two did a collaboration. Ooh, Glitch. You and Young Drip the Don. Man, I'm telling my man Glitch is fire though. But yeah, though, we got Young Drip the Don in the building, everybody. Hit that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on your social media. We got a young up-and-coming artist straight out of Columbus, Ohio. That's the beauty of this whole situation.
You know
what's by way of Africa is from Columbus, Ohio. He represents the city too, and that's what I love about it. He reps the city. Oh, I love that about you, Drip, man. I love that about you, man. And it was an honor and privilege to see you perform at the Juneteenth Festival, man. That was beautiful, man.
Appreciate it. I still got that clip of you being like, this dude right here.
Oh, yeah, you still got it?
That jump is on TikTok right now.
Oh, yeah, you got to send that to me, man, because I want to share that on my social media, man. I'm telling you, man, Glitch, man, go check out this young brother music, man. I'm telling you, man, this little dude fire, man. You hear me? Young brother fire. You hear me?
I don't know why I feel like that name is familiar.
Well, Glister Guarantee, that's my dude. He from Columbus too, man. He one of the nicest niggas I know with the pen. You hear me? Hearing y'all two on the track right now. Ooh, I'm just thinking about it right now. Like that would be fire. Oh, that would be fire, man. You feel me?
You about to see yourself in the grip.
Okay.
It's not there. It's right there. I think it was by itself. I think I did it by itself. Oh, it's right here. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Drip the Don, young Drip the Don, stay out of Columbus, Ohio. Yeah.
You
hear me?
Huh?
I said, you hear me? Listen here, man. Listen. I represent Columbus, Ohio to the fullest. You hear me, man? It was a privilege. It was an honor to see this young brother repping the city, man, doing his thing to the capacity was performing at the 25th annual celebration of the Juneteenth Festival right here in Columbus, Ohio. It was beautiful to be a part of that, man. You hear me?
Yeah, that was definitely dope. It was funny because I didn't even know you were doing that. I got off stage, my manager showed me the video. I'm like, whoa. Like, I was literally in the middle of performing. Man's like, hey, this dude Drip the Don. I'm like, yo, that's awesome.
Yeah, man, I got to put it on, man. When I see the talent, when I see skill and talent and gifts come together, I got to put on. And like I said, when I first seen perform, I said, I got to get the young brother on the platform. And here we is, and it's a beautiful thing, man. Look how God worked, man. You know what I'm talking about? It's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? I want you to sit up here and just remember this right here. You know what I mean? Like, it's important that we give our young brothers they shine. You hear me? So it's important that we get these young brothers who are talented and skilled and gifted in so many ways. And you know, because this young brother could be doing a whole bunch of other stuff growing up from where he from, where he grew up at. I know all about that area. I used to sell drugs in that area. Let's have a spot on Briarwood. You understand what I'm telling y'all, man? For this young brother to come from and be focused on what he's doing and not fall victim to the stuff he could have fell victim to. It's a beautiful thing to see this young brother. And not only that, but actually just to see the real skill and the talent. Like this young brother's really gifted and talented, as y'all can see. You know what I'm saying? When you look at his music and the visuals, it's like he's already famous. And that's why I'm like, when I seen him perform, I was like, oh, there's something different about this dude. He was like the best performer. And we had like established artists performing. We had Adina Howard performing, Miss LA performing, you know what I'm saying? And I gotta say, and I'm not saying this to put on because he's on the show. I'm telling you because this is what I really think. Young brother performed better than everybody out there, you know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it. That means a lot.
No, I'm telling you some real stuff, man, real stuff. So as far as labels and stuff go, if you are at liberty to talk about it, is there any deals on the table or any offerings? I know you got a manager, so I want you to talk about if there's any deals on the table and how important it is, or not even how much important it is, but when it comes to like looking at possible record deals with labels, you know what I'm saying? We talked about the 360 deal. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to get your take on what you think about signing with these labels and what is the most, let's say, challenging thing about getting signed with a label if that's something that you're pursuing to do.
Yeah, so with that being said, we done had a couple deals on the table. It's everything is very like everything we try to handle everything with discernment, look,
Right.
read through everything, just make sure that it makes
Everything.
sense. And we've already turned down some situations because like the math wasn't math and people try to take advantage of you.
Right.
So
Talk about it.
it's just say like uh I'm trying to think of a way to talk about it without really, putting too much out there. But
Right. Box cleverly with your words, young brother.
yeah,
Box cleverly.
let me take a second. So
Yeah.
so I say if somebody comes to you and offers you um a certain amount of things for your talents and your gift, and you feel like their what they get out of it will benefit them more than it benefits you off your
Right.
gifts,
Right.
then you got to make sure that you handle that accordingly. So
Right.
we're not worried about another deal not coming. We know they're coming. So
Right.
it's just which one are we going to take? And we've
Right.
already been like, nah, that ain't going to work for us. So
Right.
we got a lot of stuff coming though, even regardless of all that. We got a lot of stuff coming. We got some things working out with TV and sync licensing. We got some stuff that's going to be on some of y'all's favorite TV shows.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So now that's a perfect segue. And the next question I want to ask you. So as far as just being an artist, I want you to sit up there and talk about how you diversify, because I can see that's where you're going with talking about the TV situation. Talk about how important it is to not just put yourself in a box as just an artist, because with the production and with the playing the instruments and having a creative side as well, getting into TV, that segued into a whole different lane right there. So I want you to drop some game on how important it is as an artist to be diversified in your artistry.
It just takes you places. Like you get into doors through things that are not being an artist. Like certain things, like say for example, with the sync licensing deal we got right now with let's just say a very popular black entertainment business.
Right.
So with that, they say, do you have any songs? And do you have any songs that we can use the instrumental for? Now, if I didn't make the beats, I wouldn't be able to say that.
Right.
Because they're not my beats.
Right.
But since I produced almost 99% of my songs, I have the liberty of being like, oh, you don't like this song? Do you like the beat though? Slide them the beat. They get to use that. They pay me, and I'm the one getting paid for every 100% of that song.
Right.
So for you as an artist, you want to pick up on all those trades, because not only can they get you more money, they also get you more opportunity. They get your name doors. We always talk about Kanye West, how people didn't want to take him seriously as an artist, but they would buy his beats, And not only did he get to work with artists that were just way above his caliber, and he gets to be in those rooms. Not only is he working with them, he's learning everything that they do to do what they have to do to be at their level. So it's just like you just got to use all the tools accessible to you. And we're in a world that's so digital. You can learn everything on YouTube. I learn majority of my stuff on YouTube, so anybody can do it for sure.
That's a fact, man. I'm telling you right now. YouTube University is definitely a handy tool to have. I'm telling you, as a videographer, filmographer, and cinematographer, it's a lot of game to be got on YouTube. in various different genres that you may be interested in pursuing. It's all type of stuff on here that can show how to learn how to use my camera in ways that I would have never even imagined using it in the straight and watching tutorials on YouTube. So that's some awesome advice to give to people too. Take advantage of the things that you have accessible to you. With this access to information that especially you young people have, which is such a huge advantage over when I was your age. You know what I'm saying? You could really make a situation for yourself as a young man coming up. You can really make it real lucrative for yourself if you're willing to put the work in, and it ain't easy to be able to make it happen for yourself.
It
So
is.
I want you to sit up here and explain, where does that work ethic come from? So I know you mentioned your father, so I want you to give us a little bit of background on where that work ethic come from.
The work ethic. I can't exactly explain that. I feel like that's something that I just, have. Like in anything that I do, I just want it to be 100%. Like um, anything that I put my name on, I take pride in. So I want it
Right,
to be professional and I want it to be good. So there's no, there is no half-assing. I can't do that. It's just
right,
not. That's just not how. I'm unable to do that because
right,
everything that I do, I try to make it 100%. And with the music tip, it was just like everything was fun. When it started becoming something that I could see myself having revenue in, it made it just so much easier to strive for that. It just made
right,
it easier I see the situation my mom is in. I want her to not have to worry about that. So I'm gonna use what I like to do to get us out of here.
right,
Makes sense.
right. That makes perfect sense, and that's a beautiful thing because as young men, that's all we want to do. We want to make our parents proud, and we want to be able to retire them so they ain't got to be working no more if that's what they doing. We just want to be able to, buy our parents a house, what I'm saying, and be able to just be financially stable and do what it is that we love to do to be able to provide financially for us. That's a beautiful thing, but it's a lot of work that goes into that. It's not an easy task. It's not something that's going to be simple. It's being having the burden on your back. Are you're the oldest in your family?
No, I'm actually the second youngest. Appreciate it.
Oh, okay.
I am the second youngest. I got four sisters and two brothers.
Okay. That's a beautiful thing, man. So, family is very important. I see you understand the value of family, seeing that you got a collaboratory song with your sister. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Right,
I
right,
mean,
right.
it's definitely a lot of hard work. It's a lot of late nights and a lot of just being up. But like, uh, gladly for me, like it was never, it never felt taxing. Like I
Right,
never felt like I was up late at night and I didn't want to be. Like if I was up
right,
at night working on the song, I wanted to get it done. So
right.
it's just a drive.
Yes, it's very important to have that drive and that hunger. You know what I'm saying? Because what I notice is with a lot of artists, when they do get on, you start seeing that they start losing their hunger. And I think that's a very sad thing to see. We're gonna get to another selection by my young brother Drip the Don. Hit that like button, y'all. Click on the bell, subscribe to the page. We got young Drip the Don out of Columbus, Ohio, on the building on this platform tonight. And we get into this next song. This next song is called Give.
It's my song.
You produced this?
It's me and my producer. Yeah, we worked on it.
Okay.
They said, Drip, you should get out your feelings. So I look for new beginnings. By the time I got home, my problems stacked the ceiling. I was there for you when you needed me, had to do my own healing. Trying to stack my cheeks, stay out the streets with all this pain I'm dealing with. And if I showed you all my flaws and all my secrets, make me wonder if you could really keep it. Without you, I can't live. I'm fighting up this hill, but all you do is take, take, take. Why don't you ever give? Why don't you ever give? Safe to say I earned it too. My heart's been hurt too. Water over your burns, and I've been burned too. Wish it was reciprocated. Now everything looking so pixelated. I carried you through all the tribulations, but the pain was never alleviated on me. I'm in the end zone, but the referee calling a flag up on the play. I done took penalty after penalty, and the snake was right where I lay. But I ain't gonna tweet about it. I don't even have to heat about it. Put my soul in the melodies, get up out the streets, I'ma sing about it. Yeah, I bet that you can't tell me what I did, cause you ain't never been a witness. I've been focused on your head and while I cry. Cause I done lick my own wounds while you glisten in my eye. I was blinded by your light, but I ain't gonna lie, it helped me find my way at night. So I kept you close whenever you needed me in the fight. Sharing locations, I would make sure that my baby was alright. Till she left me through the night. Even still, they tell me, Drip, you should stay out your feelings. They don't know that I can't go and find no new beginnings. They said, Drip, you should get out your feelings. So I look for new beginnings. By the time I got home, my problems stacked the ceiling. I was there for you when you needed me, had to do my own healing. Trying to stack my cheese, stay out the streets with all this pain I'm dealing with. And if I showed you all my flaws and all my secrets, make me wonder if you could really keep it. Without you, I can't live. I'm fighting up this hill, but all you do is take, take, take. Why don't you ever give? Why don't you ever give?
Yeah, go ahead. In the refrigerator.
I don't know who I am.
Yeah, that joint fire right there, man. That's fire. Adeline Aradukunda said that's her favorite song.
Hey, yo, hit me up on Instagram. We got to talk. Hit me up on Instagram. We got to talk.
You heard when he talking about Adeline?
Yes.
Yeah, that's your people right there?
I don't know. I don't know you. But we got to talk.
I know that's right.
No idea. I don't recognize the name, but
right. Okay. So that's a new person in the chat. So I don't reckon. I thought that maybe was one of your people. No, I don't know that. So Adeline Iraduka, we got a fan in the building. So that's what's up. Hit that like button. Click on the bell. Subscribe to the page. Share on your social media. You know what I'm talking about. We over here at A Real Talk Podcast, I definitely showcase artists, showcase up and coming independent artists. So y'all, you know what I'm saying? You never know, you might hear your favorite independent artist on the demonstration. You know what I'm talking about? So Drip, now that we sit up here chopping it up, I want you to give us a you know what I'm saying, what's in the plans for the future for Drip the Don? Like, you know, what's the end game for it all as far as pursuing this career in music?
we hitting Drake.
Okay.
If that makes sense. I say one thing about Drake is his influence on the community and on the music itself. It just, you feel me?
Right. So, shout out to my brother Lance Parker in the building. What's good? What you brought? Go ahead, brother.
But yeah, that's just it. Like it's just a takeover, and that's just what's coming. Right. It just right now, it's just all about the right pieces, making sure we got the right pieces, making sure it's the right team. Because once we push that gas pedal, it's just no letting off, and it just, you know. So right now is a very, very, very fragile state to be in. And for the future, you're gonna see movies, TV shows. We got a EP that's gonna drop soon. Once we get the whole label situation figured out, that's the plan. And definitely more shows. Regardless, like this whole year is just ridiculous. Definitely the college market. I've been hitting that a lot. When I get back to Columbus, we're gonna do a little more Columbus shows, but. That's what's in. It's just awards on awards when the time comes. But the storm is definitely coming. That's what's happening. The forecast. So I like to say.
That's what's up, man. I'm about to pull up the YouTube, man, so people can go and subscribe to the page. That way they can get everything they need to get You know what I mean?
Definitely. And I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Definitely. Adeline, I already told you we gotta talk. Okay. That's my song. So I gotta know why you connect with it, how you connect with it. And I feel
Right.
like, you know, that's just dope. That's just dope to me.
Right. All right. So we got somebody in the building, right? The Adeline Duke. I don't want to mess up your name, Adeline.
I could pronounce that name. That's Iradukunda.
Okay, Eradakunda, right? So here we got Adeline Eradakunda in the building. You know what I'm saying? And she's new to. She obviously is hip to Drip the Don's music, but she's new to the A Real Talk podcast platform. So that's a beautiful thing. So this is the reason why I credit this platform. Drip, do you understand what I'm saying, young brother?
Yes, sir.
So you know that's a beautiful thing. So definitely get in contact with my young brother. Here go to his YouTube link right here. Hold on, let me do this real quick. Go hit my young brother up. Go subscribe to his YouTube page. You have access to all his music that he got on YouTube or anything else he putting out on YouTube. It's in the chat as well as on the screen right now. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all go subscribe to his page. You know what I mean? He got he got all fire on there. You know what I'm saying? A nice catalog of music that you can see to get familiar with Drip the Don. You know, he got all his Facebook on there. He got his Instagram on there. So go subscribe to his YouTube page. Get them subscribers up. You know what I'm saying? We got this young brother coming out of Columbus, Ohio, representing the turf. You know what I mean? When we see the young brother blow, a lot of y'all going to remember where y'all first seen him first. And this is a beautiful thing. Like I said, this is the reason why I credit this platform is to give young brothers like this brother right here his proper shine and respect that he deserves, working hard for it. He in college, pursuing, what you in college for?
Business degree and minor in music performance.
See, so you know what I'm saying. So he ain't pursuing his career on all levels that he could possibly be pursuing it. And I just want to take my hat off to you for that. This young brother, listen here. This young brother is actively pursuing his dream, his passion, what he absolutely loves to do on all levels. You know, he's in school, getting the technical side of it. He's been learning the business side of it. And he's also been putting in work, performing, producing his own stuff. This is very commendable. So, and that's a beautiful thing because when this young brother do blow, like I say, he's going to have that leverage, being a producer, being an engineer. You understand how much value that adds to you as a brand getting into the music industry. It gives you so much more leverage. It gives you control. You go in there line, you tell them labels what you want. You hear me? What they're going to do for you versus what you're going to do for them. You know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful feeling, man. Like I said, man, I'm proud of the young brother. And you know what I'm saying? It's an honor and a privilege to have you on the platform, man. For real.
Appreciate it.
You already know, man. So I want to get to another song, man, because the young brother got such an extensive catalog, man. You know what I mean? That's
the crazy part because when I perform, I mainly do unreleased songs. So
right. And that's dope. That's let you know, man, when any labels that could be possibly potentially listening, when y'all come holler at Young Drip the Don, make sure you got your business right. Because he done turned down deals. You hear me? We about to get to this next joint, man.
Turned down deals is crazy.
This next joint is called Wasted.
Yeah, that's we shot that in Philly.
Did you perform this at the Juneteenth festival?
That's the one you was talking during.
Right. Wasted by my young brother Drip the Don, A Real Talk podcast, man. Hit that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to this page, share on your social media. Let's go.
You made this?
Yeah.
Manny made the beat.
I've been cooling, but sometimes I find myself up in my feelings. I've been trying to call your line, somehow I can't get to the healing part. I blame myself for being so misunderstood. Cause I'm sending mixed signals, sometimes I'm bad, sometimes I'm good. I put you first, even over myself, even over my wealth, even over my health. But still, time and time again, less of regrets. But still, I won't even sweat you ever since. Technically, I can't be mad, but I sure can be hurt. How you gonna call me reckless when my heart straight through my shirt? They say talk is cheap, but I swear your words they work. some diamonds. Even when the light ain't shining, they still work. Can't never replace you, that's why I cry every cry, I cry. Hopefully I move on. Hold my light up and stay strong. You give me the time of day, so don't be surprised when you find me gone. I said, wasted all this time and all this patience. That's the time when I was paging on. Baby, I'm crying on you, or you lied us from the truth. I said, wasted all this time, always too patient. That's the time when I was paging on. Baby, somehow I'm crying over you, where you are. I've been struggling with the lies and the fiction. This ain't no ordinary trial, it's a person. Ain't no ordinary life is mission. It's just a temporary pilot collision. Maybe it's me, maybe my soul planted to see. Let the back conversations about the future we you dream. Action-packed memories the time I see you in my sleep. Rolling the world together, but now somehow I can't breathe. Me get it straight, we move at different rates. My time has been misplaced. You was my backbone, but that day I swear I seen you go and break. But hopefully I move on. I'ma light up and stay strong. You give me the time of day, so be surprised when you find me gone. I said, wasted all this time and all the patience. That's the time when I was paging on. Baby, somehow I'm crying over you. Meanwhile you lied for the truth. I said, wasted all this time and all the patience. That's the time when I was paging on. Baby, somehow I'm crying over you. Meanwhile you lied for the truth. I said, wasted all this time and all this patience. That's the time when I was paging on. Baby, somehow I'm crying over you. Meanwhile you lied for the truth. I said, wasted all this time, always too patient. That's the time when I was paging on. Baby, somehow I'm crying over you. Meanwhile you lied for the truth. I said.
Hey man, my young brother fire, you hear me, man? Wasted. That song is hard, you hear me, man?
Nah, that song, I think I was like 16, 17. I can't
He
remember.
only 16, man. He's just 16.
Nah, I was.
What was the inspiration behind writing that song, though, at 16, though, young brother?
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like I took heartbreaks a little serious back then, man. I feel like I ain't really date. You know, like when people are 16, they be dating, like they really be just going through girls.
Yeah.
Like me, I wasn't like that. I used to just camp. Like I used to not date a girl and just date a girl and be with her for a grip and then break up with her and then next one. You feel me? Like it wasn't like this my girlfriend today, next week I got a different. Nah, it was like, you know, we married.
Right.
If that makes sense. So
yeah, it makes perfect sense. I know what you're saying.
yeah, when it went down, it went down. So it was really one relationship that a lot of my songs came from, that I drew inspiration from. It just it hit a little hard. So Wasted was really just about spending time, money, patience, just everything on one person. And it's just a reflection of that. So just think about it, you know, like I'm just sitting here like I can't really be mad at you, but I could be hurt about what happened.
Right. You know, dealings of the heart and relationships can make for very good music. You know what I mean? Make for very inspirational music. And you know what I'm saying? I just think that you being a young brother, what you 19, 20?
I'm 18, sir.
Oh, you 18? See, we got this young brother's only 18, man. God damn, man. You hear me? This young brother only 18. You hear me? And do y'all see the level of the talent? Do y'all see the level? This is beautiful. He's destined to be successful. You hear me? I'm proud as a older black gentleman, or you know, more. I ain't gonna say, oh, I am older though. You know, 18. I'm definitely old enough to be a pops. You know what I'm saying? So this young brother right here is inspiring to me. You hear me? To see him at his young age actively pursuing his dream, and not just actively pursuing it, but being successful at it, and at the same time having the foresight, the over, inner, outer, extra standing to see that he needs to learn all aspects of it. And he's humble. I like that. You're a very humble young brother. I can tell that. You don't take yourself too serious. You know what I'm saying? And I can tell that you're not a selfish person, if that makes sense.
Nah, I can't be. I mean, like my upbringing, you know, it just you just can't you can't be. I gotta be humble.
Gotta be. Now go ahead and just speak on the importance of being humble at the age you are right now and the level that you're at right now, because you're at this part, you're at a point right now, you're actively working, you've been performing, like you got deals on the table, like you're there, you're going to get there. I want you to talk about how important it is to remain humble in everything you do.
I mean, you know, you could. I feel like it's a value that was instilled in me from a young
Right,
age, not only from my parents. Like, I don't think it was ever taught to me like you got to be humble, you know. But I picked
right.
it, if that makes sense. So
It makes perfect
with
sense.
the record labels and all these people, they know how people come. They know how people approach them. They know how hard it is to deal with people. So when they see that you're humble, it's just like, wow, we could work with this person. We can reason with this person. You know, it's not like, oh, I'm a star. This is my music. People are gonna mess with it. Now sign me. You know, it's more like, what can I do for you? What can you do for me? Type thing. So
Right.
it just you got to understand the balance of understanding your worth and um, you know, moving like you understand your worth. You got to move like you understand your worth, but that don't mean you got to be cocky and just be an asshole about it. You know.
Right. Now that's the thing that's going to take you far right there too, because most guys who realize that they talented and their gifts is they're gifted and talented. Most guys will have like a big head. You know, they would have like a kind of like a super inflated, you know what I'm saying, perception of themselves as well as others in society. And, you know what I'm saying? That's why I say I admire you, because I can tell that you just are humble. You, like I said, you don't take yourself too serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even though you reckon, and you can also at the same time, we can see you're very confident. You understand your gifts, you understand your skills and your talents, you understand the value that you have, and you're humble with it, which is why you're going to go far, because you're not going to allow that to outshadow who the young man you're developing him to be. And you don't seem like a young man who's not lessening or that's lacking in integrity, as you turn down many deals. So we know the young brother ain't just going to go. You know what I'm saying? He ain't just going to go for anything. And that's a beautiful thing, because I'm pretty sure the level, skill set, and talent you got right now, you could have been signed a deal and been popping and everything. And that's a beautiful thing that you have the foresight to be able to turn stuff down.
Yeah, it just got to be there, or else in the end it won't be good for anybody, you know. So
Right.
it's just like I think of it like there's a my full name is Donatien Mugisha, so there's that guy, then there's Drip the Don. I feel like Drip the Don is the outward representation of years of me as a person, just sitting with all my experiences and all the music that was just wrestling through my head, and this is just the outward expression of that, if that makes sense. So I can't take that lightly. I can't allow it to be squandered, if that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense. And yeah, so you know, man, it's been a beautiful situation having the young brother on the show, man. Like I said, I'm honored and I'm privileged, young Drip, man. You hear me? Like I say, man, I know talent when I see it. You know what I'm saying? And just to be a young brother at your young age, you know what I mean? Like you got the whole world ahead of you. You know what I'm saying? You got your head on your shoulders straight. You just breaking so many glass ceilings, so many barriers, you know what I mean? Like most young guys your age, like I said, coming from where you come from, they're involved in a lot of nefarious things, you know what I'm saying? And just to see a young brother coming from where I know he comes from. He grew up in this area of town where I'm very familiar with, and see him doing this versus what he could potentially be doing. That's just beautiful in itself. And like I said, what adds on to it is because not only is he doing what he's doing, but he's having success. You know, he's at the age of 18 and he's already turned down deals. He knows the business. He's learning the business even more. You know what I'm saying? He produces his own music. He plays instruments. Like I say, multi-talented, multifaceted, can sing, can dance, can rap, produce, engineer. Like, it's just beautiful, man. It's a beautiful thing to see, you know what I'm saying, how God worked through people, man. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing to see a young brother like yourself doing what you're doing. And you know what I mean? And I don't wish you nothing but success, young brother. And I already know you're going to have it. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you got anything new popping, you know, you more than likely, you're more than welcome to come back over here and talk about any time. So in closing, go ahead and just leave people with your contact information, tell how they can get in contact with you, and leave us with any closing words that you might want to leave the audience with.
Yeah, so I go by the name of Drip the Don, DRIPPDADON. So if you like to go and tap that on any social media platform, hit me up on Google, DRIPPDADON. I'll come up for you. We also got a website, DRIPPDADON.com, with all the merch and stuff like that if you want to copy some. EP on the way, coming soon. Be on the lookout on my Instagram is where I'm most active. If you want to see what's really going on, I'll keep people updated there. So any shows and stuff like that, I'll let people know. So that's pretty much it. Y'all can catch me on the flip side, and we are
Right.
with Art LLC Media.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So if you go to his YouTube page and subscribe to his page, that's a beautiful thing. He got all his links to his Instagram and Facebook and all that on there as well. So that's a beautiful thing. Just go over there, go to the YouTube page, subscribe to it. You know what I'm saying? And in our closure, I want to say thank you, Drip the Don, for coming on the show. It's an honor and a privilege. I wish you all the success that you got coming to you, young brother. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, anytime you got any new music coming up, you already got my contact information. Hit me up, and you know, whenever you want to come back on the show, you know, so you can come back on. We can chop it up about something. You know, you might want to talk about your trials and tribulations of going to get the deal, or you know, whatever. You know, what I'm saying, put somebody up on some game, some upcoming artists on what to do and what not to do as you are going on your endeavors and in your path to success. That'll be a beautiful thing, I think.
Definitely, I definitely love to do that.
No, that's what's up. So everybody, man, go hit up my brother's YouTube page. Go subscribe to it. We got Drip the Don in the building. Y'all go hit him up on Instagram. Go rock with him and start tap in with him. You know what I'm saying? Get in contact with him, see what shows he got coming up, collaborations, whatever. It was an honor and privilege to have you on the show, young brother.
Appreciate it.
You already know. Yeah, man. This is the reason why I credit this platform, man. You know what I'm saying? My young brother Drip the Don definitely is bound to blow. 18 years young, you hear me? Got the whole world ahead of him. I'm talking about actively pursuing, multi-gifted, multi-talented. You hear me? Multi-skilled. I'm pretty sure we're going to be hearing a lot from Drip the Don. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, we're going to get up out of here, y'all. You know what I'm talking about? Thanks to everybody for coming out tonight. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Diggity in the building. How you like the show, Mr. Uncle Diggity? I told you, man, over here at A-Real Talk, y'all, man, we do all types of content. And y'all going to hear from my young brother, Drip the Don. I guarantee y'all, as y'all seen, as y'all walk with me tonight. Over here at A-Real Talk Podcast, we do a plethora of content. We're not one, we got multi-faceted. You hear me? We talk about real stuff. You know, we get into the spiritual roots on Sundays and Wednesdays. You hear me? We definitely a platform for the young up and coming artists, whether they be from Columbus, Ohio, anywhere in Ohio, or anywhere on the planet. You got a platform over here at A-Real Talk Podcast to come and talk about what you got going on. Let us hear some of your music. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you got going on, you more than welcome. This is y'all's platform. I created this for y'all, for us. You're all welcome. You're welcome. You're all welcome. You hear me? I love y'all for coming out and tapping in and walking with me and my young brother. You hear me? You already know, Uncle Diggity, man, my young brother Fire. You hear me? Y'all hear his music, man. Y'all see the visuals. Y'all hear it. This young brother is 18 years young. He's writing at a level that, I wish I was at when I was his age. You hear me? For real, for real. Listen, go check out my young brother's music, man. He's way ahead of his time lyrically writing. You hear me? Like, the young brother's nice. He y'all gonna be hearing from Drip the Don. Mark my words, man. He only 18. You know what I'm saying? He's only 18 years young. He's still a boy. I'm old enough to be his father. I'll be 41 in January. You hear me? that young brother going places. You hear me? And y'all gonna remember where y'all heard him and saw him first. Right here on A Real Talk Podcast. You hear me? Uncle Diggity, shout out to my brethren. You know what I'm saying? A Real Talk Pod class. Tomorrow night, we going in, as y'all might have already seen. Me and my pops going in on the spiritual roots of life and death. I'm going to relax for the rest of the evening. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow, I'm going to lay out all the shows for the rest of the week. Monday, we going in. Tuesday, we going in. Wednesday, I got something I want to tell y'all, right? To avoid any mishaps with the breaking down the Demon Time music industry on Wednesday, right? I'm setting up a Patreon tomorrow. Hey, the game is to be sold, not to be told, right? But when it comes to that, you know, I would do it on YouTube if they wouldn't trip about the copyright situation. But just to avoid it in the future, I'm going to just go ahead over there to Patreon. And if y'all really interested in the breaking down the Demon Time music industry on Wednesdays, y'all going to go sign up to that Patreon. So tomorrow night on Spiritual Roots Sundays with me and my pops, I'm going to have the whole Patreon demo set up. Y'all going to have plenty of time between Sunday and Wednesday to sign up for it. Of course, we're going to be on YouTube, you know what I'm saying, through the StreamYard, but the show is instantly going to Patreon. As soon as I get done, I'm not uploading it for permanent to YouTube. It's going to be uploaded permanently to the Patreon. And I'm going to just start out just one tier for y'all, just a $5 tier for right now. You know what I'm saying? But the tiers is going to go up and the content is going to get more in depth. I got so much content that y'all ain't even seen. You hear me? Ill stuff from around my city and everything. So thank you all for tapping in and walking with me, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. You know what I mean? Hit that like button. Click on the bell. Subscribe to the page. You know what I'm saying? Tap in and walk with us. You already know how we do it over here at A Real Talk Podcast, man. We bring the real raw content. This is what I'm talking about when I say content creating. This is what you call, and I'm not bragging like I'm just like the best. You know what I mean? But I'm saying that when you call yourself a content creator, you have to be actually creating some content, right? Not reacting to other people who's making content, but creating your own content. Not that there's nothing wrong with reacting to other people's content or responding or critiquing or analyzing, but in order to call yourself a content creator, you have to actually create content. That means from your own mind, ideas, how you're going to do it, interviewing people, your ideas on what you think is something that's important to talk about and your knowledge on that, and being able to convey and communicate that in a way so where people be like, I want to listen to that. I want to listen to him or her. It's a skill. It's also a gift, and it's a talent that you must develop, right? Shout out to my brother Red Supreme TV1. Shout out to Shantastic Trill TV. Shout out to Mr. O with the info. Shout out to my brother Chaos Rain and my brother Gold Professor. You hear me? You know what I'm talking about? Real talk, man. So we're going to leave y'all with some Drip to Don. It's only right that I leave y'all with some Drip to Don in closing. You hear me? My young brother is dumb talented. You hear me? This song right here is called Young Blue. Drip to Don, go check him out. He on the screen. Go subscribe to his YouTube page. Y'all know what it is. A Real Talk Podcast. Real live content we over here doing, man. Shout out to all the real ones, man. Tap in and walk with us. We going in live tomorrow at 8:00 p.m.
Sitting back and watching, like, why you always talk with that tone? She mean up, but she just wants someone to call home. There ain't a thing you can say to describe her. He knew that when he walked up beside her. He said, tell me what you want, what's the matter? I got everything you want, ain't no chatter. She just come alive in the nighttime. Don't want nothing steady, she don't wanna go and waste time. Someone that ain't ready, cause she been through that enough time. And that's why she ain't petty, they ain't more than one at the same time. But who gon' really tell her she wrong? You can't blame a bird for not wanting to sing the same song. Especially when all she hearing is the same note. She's in the same boat. Slowly sinking, ain't no raincoat. Just don't make games. Like a bird, she locked in a cage. The niggas that want her don't even ask her name. They more worried about her body, their problems and pain. And that's the stuff that make her wanna fly away. And that's why he loves her. It's ghetto love. You wonder why he loves her. Ooh, he's ghetto lover. And that's why he loves her. Ooh, he's ghetto lover. Ooh, you wonder why he loves her. Ooh, he's ghetto lover. Ooh, you might be asking why he's sticking around. Maybe it's cause he never saw his mom with no jokes around. He saw his father try to help him, but you know that he was helpless, cause he didn't want no help him. There's only so much one man can, so he tried to live in his memory. Cause if mama wasn't good, his father wouldn't sleep. What do you do when you study somebody's moments and suddenly they abuse when you get alcohol talking? And that's why he loves her. Oh, his ghetto lover. Oh, you wonder why he loves her. Ooh, he's ghetto lover. And that's why he loves her. Oh, his ghetto lover. Ooh, you wonder why